Hey guys, my name's Christy Wood and I am here with my mother, Debbie Lee.
Hi there.
Today we're going to share with you the top 10 most used oils and the way that we use them in our homes. But first, just want to give you a couple of updates real fast. So thank you so much for being part of this group. I'm really excited. This was my first time ever doing an online event. And it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. So thank you for following along with us, and my leaders especially, thank you for posting and commenting below and sharing more information with everyone. There is one more day to make comments throughout in order to get your hand in for a drawing. I just wanted to show you my goodie bag here.
Oh wow, you need help?
So whoever has the most relevant comments, we will get you something out of my goodie bag. Can you see all that?
There's something back here.
Yeah, and there's oils.
Oh, here's an emotions book, my favorite.
Yep. Some books, some bags, some carrying bags, mouthwash.
See what this is. Oh, okay. Phytoestrogen. That's a good one.
So some of the supplements. So get your comments in. You've got till tomorrow. I'll do the drawing at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So, all right. Let's do this. All right. You ready, Mama?
I'm ready.
Okay. So top 10 most used oils, most used in my house, most used across the board. So we're going to start with peppermint essential oil. So this one is very minty, very fresh. It's delicious in your water, gives you that fresh, killing any onion breath or coffee breath. It's cooling, so we'll use this down the spine to help reduce fevers. I personally only do that once they get over about 102, 103. I say they, kids. It's really hard for adults to get that high of a fever. It happens, but it doesn't happen often.
You don't want to use this at night if you have any issues with insomnia.
That's right.
Because it will perk you up. It's great midday or anytime when you're kind of sluggish.
Yeah.
To put that on, and it's also good emotionally. It's kind of lifts your mood.
Oh,
so just add that in.
Yeah, it's a good one to open up your airway and increase oxygen supply to your body. So if you're going to go work out, you can rub it on your chest, your neck. Really great for digestion as well.
Right.
You can take it internally or just apply it topically to your stomach. We already went over in this course the 3 ways of using essential oils: aromatically breathing it in, topically rubbing it on your skin, or internal, taking it in some water in a gel cap. Not all essential oils can be taken internal, and the way that you can tell if they can is by the nutrition label that is on the bottle. All right, that's peppermint. We'll come back to it in just a minute with a little bit more information. Lavender.
Yeah, in the book, the uses for lavender is about that long because it's good for everything. If you had to have one oil, I'd probably pick lavender.
It's the Swiss Army knife of oils.
Yeah.
It is, I call it, good for all things calming, or you can call it the king of calming. But anything that looks angry, whether it's a burn or a bug bite or a wound that looks red and angry, or your husband that looks red and angry, anything that looks red and angry, lavender is good for calming, which is why so many people use it for going to sleep at night, because it helps with calming.
Yeah, I used it on a bee sting one time that felt like a cigarette burn. And I didn't have Purify. So I put it on. I thought, well, I'll put Purify on when I get home. Well, by the time I got home, not only was it not burning anymore, it wasn't even red. And it felt like a cigarette burn. So it's great for all things calming. Yeah.
Yes. All right, lemon essential oil. This one's very energizing and
Cleansing.
Yes. Yes, very much. So, tell you a little story. I got a UTI last week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. I haven't had a UTI. I don't know that I've had a UTI since I've been an adult. And I thought, what is going on with my belly? And I had drank like crazy the day before, and I had a smell to my urine.
Yeah, that's the first sign.
This doesn't make any sense. And so I put all the puzzle pieces together, and I realized I had a UTI. It was tender to the touch. And so lemon is wonderful when you drink it in your water. So I've been drinking it in my water for about the last week now. And it helps the bacteria to not be able to bind to your tissue. So they go off instead of, they go out with your urine instead of being attached to the wall of your bladder.
Okay. On an emotional note, it's good for clarifying. So if you got a lot of negative stuff going on, you just described what happens. It attaches to the lemon and flushes out. So
awesome.
Clarifying to give you kind of a clear picture when you're kind of stuck in a rut of thinking.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good cleanser inside your body, emotionally, physically, mentally, but it's a very good surface cleanser also. Good for cleaning bathrooms, cleaning kitchen counters, and it's a beautiful smell to have in your house. So it's a great environment to clean in.
Very welcoming. I actually cleaned out a freezer where that had the electricity had gone off for a few days, and it was full of meat.
Oh no.
And they could not get it clean. And I just, in the beginning, I used that on a sponge and cleaned the whole thing. And it worked.
Deodorized it.
Yeah. I was amazed.
All right. So I just wanted to tell you guys, if you put these three together, peppermint, lavender, and lemon, that is a powerhouse against seasonal, I'm going to be compliant, seasonal threats. So if you've got issues in the spring and the fall when there's pollen all around, this is a really good trio to help reduce the inflammation and get those allergens out of the body so you can have a better response to it. You can take this internally in a little bit of water, do 2 drops of each, or we'll put it in a roller ball and just rub it back of our neck, front of our neck, wherever we're feeling it the most.
Yeah, I like it in trays too. Just used it for vertigo.
Oh yes, it comes in a gel capsule.
Yeah,
called
and talking
trays.
about uplifting, all 3 of those together are very uplifting. You've got the energy, the cleansing, and the calming, and that's a really, 3 chords. Are hard to break, and so I like that combination.
Very good. Okay, next is oregano. I was shocked that oregano was essential oils 6.5 years ago when we started, but I have not been without oregano in my house ever since because it's such a strong antimicrobial. So this is what we use when we're sick, is oregano. You can also cook with it. I will post the recipe down in the bottom for what we use when we're sick in our home. I'll do that. Do you want to say anything else about oregano?
Well, I don't know about compliance or anything. But, this is in so many of the formulas, like the Flu Bomb. Is it in the Flu Bomb? And in that new one for the coronavirus type viruses that had the thyme in it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to confuse anybody, particularly because this is basic, but it's really anytime you're sick, just about. And I use it in a veggie cap.
Yes. Oh, it's a hot oil.
Yes.
It's a hot oil. So if you applied it straight to your skin, you would feel a bit like you've had sunburn in that location. So if you ever do want to apply any of the hot oils topically, just dilute it with some coconut oil or olive oil, any of those healthy oils. I prefer fractionated coconut oil for that because it's not a very heavy oil. So it dissipates kind of quickly. I don't feel so greasy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So, Chrissy, if people don't have the book and
mhm,
you're saying hot oil, what
mhm.
is the best way to tell? Is it by the smell? Is it like, oh, okay, that's pungent?
Well, they will tell you on the bottle. So if you read the bottle, there's a caution here that it can possibly cause skin sensitivities. So
Okay.
anytime that you read that, just go, okay, it's probably better for me to dilute this with a carrier oil.
Okay.
And the carrier oils don't dilute the benefits of them. All that it does is it helps to carry those molecules over a larger surface area. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
just concentrated in this one spot that I put
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
it carries it over a larger area.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I use that a lot.
All right. Next, we're going to talk about tea tree oil, or Melaleuca, as it was originally called. Tea tree is layman's way of saying this. Melaleuca was the scientific name for tea tree.
Mm-hmm.
And so just this year, we started calling it tea tree as well, just because that's what everybody was knowing it as. All right. Melaleuca.
It smells like medicine.
It does. It does. This is like the most antiseptic of all things that you can get. I use this anytime I have a pimple that pops up on my face.
Mm-hmm.
We use it for foot fungus,
Mm-hmm.
toenail fungus. It's worked great for that.
Well, any kind of abrasion where you draw a little bit of blood. I just got a paper cut right here. And my go-to was Melaleuca, just a little drop right there, and it's not hurting. And having worked in the office all my life and had a lot of cuts, some of them will linger 3 or 4 days. So this just goes right to it. It doesn't open back up, and it's just a go-to for anything skin.
Anything skin, absolutely. All right, On Guard. This is one of the blends. So this has several oils in it. It reminds me a bit of Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When you smell it, it's got cinnamon and clove and orange.
Love it.
So this is the big immunity booster, big time. I take this every night. After I brush and floss my teeth at night before I go to bed, I'll do 2 drops under my tongue, and I swish it around my mouth because it's really great to kill gingivitis and the gum-loving bacterias. And then I'll swallow it down because it's got clove in it that has the highest amount of antioxidants of any natural thing. So it's going to boost our immune system as well as helping to fight off pathogens.
Mm-hmm. And then clove being the oil of boundaries, not only physically, but emotionally.
Yeah.
So On Guard is a go-to all year long. And I love to diffuse it. Anytime I want the house to really feel, just to smell clean and safe, I put the On Guard in. So I love all of that.
Yeah.
And I love all the On Guard products.
Yes.
That's another day.
Yeah. Another topic for another time. All right. So I'm going to post this recipe in the comments, but let me see if I can show you all these: lemon, tea tree, oregano, and On Guard. These 4, we do call it our flu bomb, but that's not compliant. So we'll call it the immunity blend for roller balls. You can do this in a capsule, or you can put it in a roller ball. So this has been my family's antibiotic for 6.5 years, and probably yours for the most part. It has been good for anything from a common cold to UTIs. I use this on my daughter. She's had a couple of UTIs over the years. And I have used this just topically over her bladder every couple of hours while she's had that. Respiratory infections, digestive infections, taking it orally for digestive infections is really great.
Last year, we had the flu going around our church, and it was other places too. And this was a hard one. This was before COVID. And this was before COVID, but it was tough. And a lot of people had it up to 6 weeks. It would it would get better, and then it would come back on them. Well, that was during the time that it was Susie at the hospital. And so I kept taking things to keep it at bay, but it finally came on me, and I did that. And it
internally
lasted
or topically?
internally. I did it in the
Okay.
veggie caps, and I did it several times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And mine lasted about a week and a half.
Wow.
So, but you have to be diligent. It's not like, okay, I take a pill and I forget about it. You take it like every few hours.
Like you would eat.
Yeah.
Because it's plants. Yeah. You wouldn't just eat plants once a day and then not eat again.
Right.
So we do have to be more diligent with plant-based medicine because our body does utilize all those molecules so quickly. Peppermint is really the only statistic that I know well, but peppermint is used up by our cells in 120 minutes.
Wow.
So 2 hours, and we could be using, if you know anything about medicine and half-life, you could be using peppermint every hour, because at the hour point, at that half-life, it's already beginning to die off. So you could go ahead and take another dose. So these can be taken often. Not all essential oils break down that quickly within our body. So,
and most times we wouldn't do that.
Right.
3 or 4. I think I got to begin with, I was doing it 4 times a day.
There you go. Yeah.
And the Melaleuca for the cough, there's nothing better. It doesn't taste great. It doesn't have, it's not purple and it's not sugary. But a drop on the back of the tongue, and I might have done it starting off 6 times a day, and plus with water to get that mucus through me. That was a great asset to me getting well. But I had already seen how other people were not doing well on with this flu. So it was like, well, I'm not going to go that route. I'm gonna test or play with the essential oils, and it was good. It was a good result.
Wonderful. All right, next, this is my favorite oil, frankincense. This is the king of oils. Been around for thousands of years.
Smells like the king.
Yeah. What I use this for in my home is I will also take 2 drops of this under my tongue, and that is just for cellular health. Frankincense helps with a process called apoptosis, and all that means is that is when our liver gets rid of sick, dead, and mutated cells. So frankincense just assists our liver in helping with that process. And it's also really great for wrinkles and fine lines and scars. Any kind of scar that you want to diminish its appearance, frankincense is really great for that.
At my age, and with some of the aches and pains that are happening now, and just recently with my bones, I do a protocol, the osteo protocol. And before that, I did the inflammation protocol. You don't have to remember all of this. But I will say everything starts with frankincense. Frankincense I rub on my shoulders and neck, then the fractionated coconut oil, and then the specific oils based on the protocol. So it's can I say this? It's like the prednisone of the, is that?
It's very anti-inflammatory.
Okay. But what it does is it boosts the other oils.
It does. So it's an amplifying oil.
Okay.
It amplifies the effects of the other products. So if you're wanting to cleanse with lemon, you can amplify that cleansing with frankincense. If you're wanting to be calm and relaxed, you can amplify that effect with frankincense.
Now the protocol calls for the frankincense first. Christy, does it matter if I wanted to add that, say, to the lavender? Do I do that first and then the lavender, or can I do frankincense after the lavender? Is there?
It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
In the Symphony of the Cells protocol, they start with frankincense because it is calming and it gets your mindset right.
Okay.
So
that's that emotional component.
The emotional component. It is a spiritual oil, which is why it was used and burned in temples for thousands of years, and it still is today. I don't get to go to temples ever, but I do know that it is still used in temples, and we are the temple of God. So it is something that we should be using regularly, emotionally, spiritually. It helps us to keep our minds set on God, on spiritual matters instead of on worldly matters. And I have found that for myself when when I wasn't using it regularly, and then I started using it regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I did feel more spiritually minded, like
Mm-hmm.
having conversations with God throughout my day. Like, what do you think I should do here?
Or really not being caught up into the pettiness. You know, how we can make a mountain out of a molehill, you know, over little things that happen throughout the day, this disruption, or, you know, why didn't this go right? So I can see that from the days that I do the protocol. So, you know, I didn't know about that. But.
All right, next is Deep Blue. This is for muscle and joint achiness. And I call this the gateway oil for men. Because it was about 6 months into us using essential oils that Tommy was hurting bad enough that he was willing to try something, and he tried this and it worked, and that was the first time that his skepticism was removed. And I've seen that over the years that the men, though they might not complain a lot about it, they're always hurting somewhere just because they're rough on their body. They're very physical, and they don't have a lot of needs and complaints on normally. And so something very tangible for them to see that, oh, this stuff really does work. It's not just the placebo effect. Is Deep Blue, because it actually,
you know, it
works.
is for my dad. He's 91 and he does have quite a few aches and pains that really interfere with his quality of life. And but I'll talk more about that when we talk about the rub.
Well, we can go and talk about the rub. It also comes in a rub, and all this is a bottle of this is in this rub with some lotion. And
it's very concentrated. You just put a little bit. I just rubbed some on his back with some of the oil, rubbed it together and rubbed it all through his back, and it's just so satisfying to him. It's refreshing. He says he can feel it all the way down to his hands. So it's been a great benefit from him, and because you don't have to use a whole lot, it lasts a whole lot longer than you'd think.
Yes. Yeah. Good point. All right. Just a couple more oils that I want to talk about. We'll do one at a time. All right, Digest Zen. This was my gateway oil.
You gut people.
Yeah. I process everything here.
Yes, you do.
And don't process stuff. So I have a lot of digestive upsets I have over the years.
Yeah,
you just got it on your nose.
That's right. I can smell the fennel.
Yes. Yes, it has a very black licorice smell to it. It's got fennel and peppermint in it. And I just like to rub it topically on my stomach when it is bubbly and upset and a lot
just
of
bloated.
Food. Yeah,
just bloated. A little bit of a bloated feeling. It's great. Just
or heartburn.
Yeah.
It helps with heartburn too.
Yeah.
So you can apply it topically wherever you feel that heartburn. Everybody's got their own spot, so you can just apply it right where you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Or you can take it. You can swallow it down. I was so afraid to take this orally. It took me years to try it, and now I really like it. Because I don't like black licorice, and I thought that it was going to be really gross. And with the peppermint in it, it is not gross at all.
Of course, there are the soft gels, the Digestin soft gels.
Yeah. And they've got the chewable tablets as well.
Right.
But those have flavor. All right, now we've got Breathe. This is good for all things respiratory, whether you're mucousy or you've got a dry cough, whatever it may be, snoring, allergies, a cold, whatever it is, Breathe is the one to come to the rescue.
Yeah, that's good. And you can feel it clear up your sinuses when you do that.
It is so great. Everybody needs this in their home. I diffuse it every night. Well, I shouldn't say every night. I've been doing Holiday Peace in my diffuser a lot lately.
That's a nice one.
But when Tommy is heavier,
I was going to say snoring.
He snores a little bit more. You know, there's an ebb and flow.
Yeah.
But so good for snoring. We've had a little respiratory cold come through our house over the last, I guess, about 2 weeks ago. it started. So I started diffusing Breathe in the house.
Well, with the
again.
leaves drying up and falling, it does stir things up. I'm not sure that the fall season isn't more of a challenge than the spring season. I don't know how everybody else does, but I just recently got vertigo, and I know it has to do with the inflammation in my sinuses, even though my nose wasn't running. But when I put the Breathe on and the basil that night, I could hear it kind of popping, the congestion popping in my sinuses.
Whoa.
So yeah,
That's so
it's
cool.
a good one.
Okay, so those oils, those are my top 10. There's another oil I'm going to share with you, but so those oils, those are all my favorites. Those are all in a kit called the Healthy Starter Kit, and it's temporarily unavailable. Just for probably, I'm going to guess, probably a month or two, it's going to be unavailable. doTERRA had a huge influx of customers when the coronavirus hit, and they had like a year. They try to have a year's worth in storage, and it went away in like 3 or 4 months. So they're getting their inventory back up again, and so that'll be available again in the next month or two, I'm sure. In the meantime, though, another fantastic kit is called the Healthy Essentials Kit. The only difference in them is that this oil, Copaiba, replaces the frankincense that's in the Healthy Starter Kit. So Copaiba is from Brazil, and it really, anything frankincense can do, Copaiba can do too. And it's cheaper. So but I still have my preference. I've tried Copaiba under my tongue for the cellular health. And for my body likes frankincense better. But life is truly better with Copaiba. So it is one to keep in your home. It's great for inflammation that's in your joints. If you deal with arthritis or anything like that, it is wonderful. We've had so many success stories with Copaiba. Do you use this one?
No, and I'm glad I learned that today, because I'm starting to have some aches and pains. And so I use wintergreen, and that's very beneficial. I think that's in Deep Blue, but I didn't know that about Copaiba, so I'll try that. I know they got the gel caps, so that's probably good for aches and pains.
That's for inflammation.
Okay.
This is also an amplifying oil. So like mixing it with the wintergreen is going to amplify wintergreen's effect.
That's good to know.
Yeah. All right. All right. So as we're wrapping up, I just want to remind you, I'll post the allergy blend and the immunity blend in the comments. We're going to have some more online classes. So this was my first, like I said, and I'm so excited to be able to do it. And thank you so much for being a part of this. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for you and for your time, and can't wait to give a giveaway tomorrow. I'm so excited. And next month, I'm going to be doing some more online classes, but I'll be doing it through My Event Cafe, which is a website that is outside of Facebook. And it's really great because you can get text notifications every day or an email notification, whichever way you prefer, with that day's information. So you don't have to log into Facebook. So I'm going to be doing that next month. The other thing is, if you like this format of learning and you want to share it with your family and friends, let me know, and we'll set you up a Facebook event, or we'll set you up a My Event Cafe. And there are hostess rewards. I know that you already saw the hostess reward sheet. So you can earn up to 20% back in free products for hosting an event for me. So I am looking forward to working with you, and I know this was a lot of information, and thank you for bearing with us. Please let me know if you've got questions and any interest that you have at all with any of these. So
can I add one thing?
Absolutely.
Just take away something today, and don't try to remember everything. This is all good information. Chrissy is so good to do classes, and if you will commit to just kind of learning one little thing at a time, I can't believe where I'm at, considering where I was. And I've been pretty slow in this. So just hang in there. And whatever caught your attention today, that's what you want to focus on.
Absolutely. One step at a time.
Yeah.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We do have an 8-week series that will be coming up in just a few weeks. So I will be posting that in my regular Facebook group. So stay tuned for that. If you're not in my Facebook group, please let me know and I'll add you in. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Be blessed.